Hello there, my Enter20s. Do you want to speak English well? Do you want to correct or improve your sway of the English language? And we know for a fact that if you want to speak English well, we have to pronounce all of the English words correctly, right? We can't just make up how they're pronounced correctly because there's really a correct or standard way of pronouncing them in the English language usage. Hi, my name is Mentor Myron Santana, and let me share with you how you can master pronunciation by knowing how to read pronunciation symbols. I'm not sure if you've been noticing this, but every time you check the dictionary, be it a physical dictionary, an online dictionary like Merriam Webster, right? So if you want to know how to pronounce a certain English word because it doesn't sound and feel right whenever you're using them on a daily basis, like you feel like you've been mispronouncing them all along, right? So beside the word, there's always like a set of symbols like this that looks like this, right? So have you ever wondered what it is and what it's for, right? Okay, so the mixture of letters and symbols you can see beside a word when you check them out in the dictionary, they're the pronunciation symbols. So if we would just know how to read them, all right? So we would know how any English word is pronounced correctly every time you're confused or not sure, right? Whether you've been pronouncing them correctly or not all along, right? But of course, if you want to do it the easiest way, when you check online dictionaries like Merriam Webster, okay, there's a sound or speaker icon there, all right? So if your speakers are turned on, your audio is turned on, just click that, and then there's a voice that will tell you how that English word is pronounced, right? But if you want to do it the old school way, the traditional way, and you feel like you're leveling up, right? If you just know how to read pronunciation symbols, then let me teach you how to read them, okay? So we have an example here. One of the often mispronounced words by Filipinos would be the curriculum, this one, right? You know, the resume, the CV, and when it's worded out, it's curriculum vitae. That's how we pronounce that, right? But let me share with you if curriculum vitae, all right, is really right or wrong. Okay, so remember that when we're speaking in the English language, when we're pronouncing words in the English language, that English words pronunciation is not based on their spelling, it's based on their sounds, okay? So, of course, when you see pronunciation symbols in the dictionary, it's a mixture of letters and symbols, right? So if you see consonants, they're exactly what they are, all right? So if you see a V sound, it's a V sound. So that's plain and simple, right? But the trick is in the vowel sounds, all right? Because the vowel sounds are represented by their respective symbols. So let's go through all the vowel sounds in the English language, like A, E, I, O, U, and Schwa and slur groups, okay? So the A sounds, remember, okay, in the English language are the following. When you see this symbol here, it's like a combination or hybrid of A and E. This sound is the American A, all right? I'll repeat it, the American A, and the sound is ah, all right? Ah, remember that. Once again, if you see a symbol like this is American A, and the sound is ah. All right, if you see a symbol like this, so this is small letter A with two dots above it, okay? This sound is the Italian A, and the sound is ah, ah, all right? When you see a symbol like this, so it's also small a, but instead of two dots, there's a line above it, then this sound is long A, and the sound of long A is A. So for all long vowel sounds, you simply say the name of the letter, and that's all we sound. A, okay? So American A, ah. Italian A, ah. Long A, okay? Now let's go to the E group. All right, so there are only two sounds in E. We have this. So if you see a simple small letter E, this is the short E sound. And the short E sound is eh. So it's pretty much like our Tagalog E, eh. Ewan ko sa'yo. There. All right. Now, if you see a symbol like this, also small letter A, but just like the A here, there's also a short line above it. This is actually the long E sound. Okay, remember, long vowel sounds are simply the name of the letter themselves. Okay, so this sound is E. Okay, so we're done with the E group. Now let's go to the I group. If you see a simple small letter I, this is short I. I. That's short I. Okay? If you see a small I, but there's a short line above it, just like long E and long A, then this is also a long sound. And the long I is I. So see, it's just the name of the letter. Okay, say it, and that's all with the sound itself. Okay, let's go to the O sound. So there's only a couple. So we have here this small letter O with a dot above. Okay, so this is actually the circumflex or short O. The circumflex or short O is pretty much like a Tagalog O. 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 Alright? But just, produce it softly. Okay? That's the difference between English pronunciation and Tagalog pronunciation. The way we pronounce our vowel sounds is really hard. Right? Okay, now let's go to the U group. So we only have a couple as well. So if you see a small letter U with a dot above it, it's short U, which is right? Just like a monkey sound. That's short U. Now, if you see another short U, or rather a small U, but there are two dots above it, like this smiley icon, okay? This is actually the long vowel sound. Ooh. Or another way of saying it is you. Okay? And then of course we have the schwa and the slur. Alright? Schwa is it's like a grunt sound, right? So if you see a symbol like this, it's like an inverted E. Alright? Or the ambulance effect E, if you get what I mean, okay? So this is schwa. And then if you see a symbol like it, but there's an R beside it, this is slur. Alright? Which is R. Just like in words like father, brother, sister. Alright? So there you go. So these are the symbols that represent vowel sounds. So we're going to go ahead and apply them to this word right here, which is a mispronunciation of the CV or the resume. And let's see how it's pronounced, okay? But last but not least, let me just not forget this. If you see a symbol like this, it's like a combination of a small letter N, and then it continues to like the tail of a small letter G. This sound is the ng sound. Ng or ng. Alright, like in brain, thing, etc. Alright? And then, Mentor Myron, why don't I see the symbols for the consonant sounds? Because there are no symbols for the consonant sounds. Alright? So, it is what it is. They are what they are. So, if it's a B, it's a B. So on and so forth. Okay? But of course, once again, English pronunciation is not based on spelling, it's based on sounds. Alright? So, even though a word is spelled with a C, but if you listen to it, it's pronounced with an S. In the pronunciation symbol, you're going to see S instead, not C. Okay? If you get what I mean. Are we on the same page? Okay, then. Now, VITAE. We pronounce it as vitae. Right? Curriculum vitae. Like a recruitment person would ask for your resume, and then he or she would ask or tell you, may I have your curriculum vitae? Alright, so all along we've been mispronouncing it. That's not how it's pronounced. And first of all, it's the plural version of the word. If you are just asking for one resume, you actually say vita or vita. But if you're asking for, more, like two or more, plural, then this is how it's pronounced. So, hey, Mentor Myron, what is this symbol? This small line or vertical line at the top. This is actually called the syllable stress. Syllable stresses are syllables that we stress harder, longer, and louder than the rest of the syllables, okay? So if you see a small vertical line at the top before the syllable, then this is the word that is primarily stressed in the word. I mean, not the word, the syllable that is primarily stressed in the word. So the primary stress or the major stress is in the syllable, okay? So you make it sound longer, louder, and harder than the rest of the syllables in the word, okay? So, and then, what is this Mentor Myron? There's also another short vertical line, but it's under, right before the syllable. So, if you see one, it's also a stress, but it's a minor stress. It's a secondary stress. So, you also emphasize it, but you don't make it sound as long, loud, and hard as the primary stress or the syllable that has the major stress. Are you with me? Okay, so, of course, we put the stress on this syllable, right? We make our tone of voice go high. And then, of course, there's letter V here, so the sound is V. And then what symbol is this? A small e with a line at the top. This is long E, and the sound of the long E is E. So we already have one down, V, okay? And then this hyphen you can see here is basically just separating the two syllables, okay? And then of course we have the consonant T, so it's basically just T sound. And then of course, what is this? This is a small I with a line at the top. So this sound is long I. Okay? So the curriculum vitae that we've been mispronouncing all along is actually pronounced V-tai. V-tai. Alright? So it's pronounced, when it's plural, okay, if and only if it's plural, it's curriculum vitae. There you go. Of course, when it's singular, it's vita or vita. Alright? Now let's check for understanding to ensure that we're aligned here and that you're really understanding me. Okay? So, let's check this. This is the animal. Hippopotamus. There. That's actually how we pronounce it, right? Hippopotamus. So, let's go ahead and read this pronunciation symbol, okay, for that animal, right? So, you can see minor or secondary stress here, okay? And then, of course, this the H, and then it's just a small letter I. So, this is short I. Hi. Okay? And then P, and then this is Schwa, right? The grunt sound, So we already have hippa, okay? And then P again, and then what is this A with two dots on top? That's Italian A, So we already have hippa, okay? And then T, and then Schwa again, so ta. And then M, Schwa again, so, and then S, mus. So we already have hippopotamus, right? But let's not forget the stresses because that also defines the pronunciation of the word. So hi has the secondary stress, so let's make it hi. And then the third syllable pa has the major stress. So it has to be the longest, loudest, and hardest of them all. So this is pronounced hippopotamus. Hippopotamus. Now let's say it fast or straight, hippopotamus. So that's how you pronounce this word correctly. There you go, guys. So once again, if you want to speak English or the English language well and correctly, then we have to master pronunciation. Now, if we have or must master pronunciation, we have to know how to pronounce, or rather read or transcribe pronunciation symbols. Or I'm just teaching you the old school or classic way, right? The long route, that is. But if you want to go the short route, the easiest way, of course, if you want to verify how English words are pronounced, just go to websites like merriamwebster.com, click that speaker or sound icon, listen to the pronunciation, and then there you go. That's it. All right? But I hope that this has been a very value-adding content. If you like this and you want yours truly, Mentor Myron Santana, to train your employees in how to speak English better, right? Just get in touch with my team, and I'll be there with you every step of the way. So subscribe to this YouTube channel and make sure that you click that bell so that you will be notified of future uploads. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.